Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Bob, and we're surfing the word here again today. And I read a book a long time ago, and it's called Outsmarting the Devil, and it was written by Napoleon Hill. And it was written like right around 1938 and 1940s. And is what he did. I don't know how he did it, but in the spiritual realm, he set up an appointment with the devil to talk to him. And the devil's kind of harassed him one day. And anyway, Napoleon Hill said, I demand you right now to talk to me, and I want truth in all your answers. I want you to talk to me now. And Mr. Devil said, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Y'all with me so far? Yep. So anyway, there's like 21 questions that he asked him. Kind of had the devil there. It's all in the spiritual realm. It's kind of hard to visualize all this, but he kind of had it in the spiritual realm, interviewing the devil. And over the years, even in deliverance, we've had devil, who are you? What's your name? What are you doing here? How'd you get there? There's many times the devil has talked back to us. And many times we've said, devil, how are you holding her down? And I've had the devil speak right up to people and say, I put her mind in a cage and you can't have it. And then I had a guy say one time, the gal says, her husband here, I put his mind in there too, and he will never make more than minimum wage in life. I caused him to become a loser. I mean, I hear all these voices talking back to me. So sometimes you ask questions, but I don't dwell on them. But there's sometimes, or how many other people are living in there with you? How are you controlling this person? So there's a lot of times open doors. They could be back. They were raped as a child, and this stuff and that stuff, and pornography and drug abuse and alcohol abuse. And sometimes the devil, you ask him, talk to him. I don't like to do that very often. I just go straight to business, say, Jesus, a devil, come out in Jesus' name, the blood of Jesus. You come out right now. So this is interesting, and I can understand where Napoleon Hill's coming from, because I've been in situations like this kind of before. I don't go for them or look for them, but they're out there, and I've been there before. So anyway, so he had the devil there one day, and he said, I demand you, really, I demand you in the name of Jesus, I want you to talk to me, and everything come out of your mouth, I want it truthful. Because we all know the devil's a liar. And the devil, I want everything come out of your mouth be truthful. And so he fires away 21 questions at him. And I kind of did this the other day on another tape, but I really refined it because I was really kind of loose on that one. This one, I got into it a little bit deeper. So the first question that he said to the devil, what makes you so popular? And the answer was, he said, I control, this is heavy, man, 98% of the people in your world. What? 90? We don't even look in that. 98% of I control them. Nathan, we were laying in bed last night talking about this one. That means if I go down the street, apartments across the street, that means there's 400 people live over there, and it got 2 out of 100. There's only 4 Christians that live in that. I can believe it. I could go down my neighborhood. I know who everyone is, and you can tell. But he says, the devil says, I control 98% of the people on the earth. Wow. Then the next question was, can you prove your claim? Can you prove that, Mr. Devil? Can you prove it? You betcha. There's plenty of proof. Kind of like look around. There's plenty of proof. And then he says, what is your proof? He said, what is your proof, Mr. Devil? He said, I'm going to describe myself and false beliefs of me. I'll say that again. What's your proof? I'm going to describe to you myself and the false beliefs that are out there about me. Question number 4. Mr. Devil, where do you live? Where do you live? And what do you look like? And he answered back, I have no physical body. I am a spirit of negative energy, and I live in the minds of people. And he says, those minds that I live in are people who fear me. This is going to be a heavy statement I'm going to say right here. It's not biblical, but something to think about. He says, I occupy 1/2 of every atom of matter in the mental and physical energy in people. Interesting. He says, I am the negative force of the atom in which you were made. But we could preach on that for a while. We're born into the life of sin, all the way back to Adam and Eve. No babies come out born again saints. You come out with atoms in you, protons, so forth. He says 50% that you're born with. Everyone in this room right now, 50% of you is of the devil. Isn't that a crazy statement, isn't it? But he says, I own 50% of you. I occupy 1/2 of every atom and matter in the mental and physical energy that's in your life. And he says, I am the negative force of the atom in which you are made. Got it? That's why, what's the first word babies learn when they come out? No, no, no. Where'd that come from? If they come out as Christians, they go, yes, yes, yes. So we are born of sin. We come out of sin. Adam, we're all made of atoms and protons and all this stuff. And he put them all in order. And God, when God spoke those out, he spoke those and we all created. Table, wood, leather. He created this stuff with his words. He could pull out one atom or proton. We just disappear into nothing. Just, whoop, zero, nada, nowhere, nothing. How he spoke that in, that's another story. Okay, and we'll drop on down. So he says, I am the negative force of the atom in which you were made. Heavy. Okay. Next question. Are you saying if you are in our atoms, not atoms, by that too, atoms and electrons and protons, and if we were to take your part of that out, we would all disappear. Even you pull the devil out, we'd all disappear. Because we're still made of that flesh, of the atoms and protons. And the answer, and then he says, absolutely true. You pull me out, the whole place would disappear. So we're made up of atoms and protons and so forth. But he's the negative side. Yeah. He's the negative side. Y'all with me on all that? Yeah. Kind of heavy stuff in him. Yeah. Well, if you occupy 1/2 of our energy and our matter and our atoms and protons, if you occupy 1/2 of that, who occupies the other 1/2? Who occupies the other 1/2? You know his answer was? My opposition. My opposition. We'll let that slide for a little bit. So we have a negative part. Anybody ever get negative? Yeah. Anybody ever get positive? Yeah. So we got two forces living in us. Y'all with me on that? Yeah. So no matter how you are in life, you're going to still have negative thoughts. But we got to have the positive. We'll get that later. Take over the negative. So we're all going to get negative thoughts. You can be Mr. Super Christian, and I can do all in 2 Corinthians 10, 4, and 5. Take captive of all those negatives and make them positive. So that's a whole other teaching. So we are made. So back in the question, well, if you occupy 1/2 the energy and the matter of the negative atoms and protons, who occupies the other 1/2? He says, my opposition. Here we go. Question number 7. Well, who's that? Who's that? Well, you earth beings call him God. Wow. He said, he don't say, oh, it's God. You earth beings call him God. Question number 8. Well, are you divided up with God then? Are you godded up? He goes, answer Dale says, well, it's not my claim, but it is a fact. I'm not saying it, I don't claim it, but it is a fact. There would be no world on earth beings such as you. And he says, There's no world or earth being such as you. And he says, I want to tell you right now, I am not some beast walking around. I am not some red little demon thing walking around with a forked tongue and a pointed tail. So I am not that type of person. I am an energy. I'm a spirit. Okay, question number 9. He said, if you control 98 out of every 100 people, do you cause all the misery in the world today? Do you cause all the misery in the world today? His answer was, I am the negative side of everything that is. You see negative, that's me. And so the answer to that is, yes, I cause all misery on this earth. Why? I control the thoughts of earth beings. I control all negative thoughts, and my opposition causes all positive thoughts. Question number 10. How do you control the minds of people? How do you do it? Answer. Oh, this is crazy, man. I move into unused space in the human brain. Then I plant seeds of negative thoughts. And then I move in and take over. I go, wow. Say that one more time. How do you control the minds of people? I move in to unused space. I would call it kind of a deadhead. Anybody deadhead? Duh, duh, duh. He moves into moves my slang, deadheads. I move into unused space of the human brain. I plant seeds of negative thoughts, and then I move in and I take over. Wow. Question number 11. Do you have a lot of tricks? Oh, that will go into Ephesians 6:10. Be strong, Lord, and power is mine for wrestle against frustration, but against principalities and powers, and that's always a set of slick tricks in Ephesians 6. Do you have a lot of tricks to get to people? He says, I am very clever, and my clever really works good. My tricks, I got them down. Then number 12 question. Well, you just describe some of the tricks that you use on us. What are some of your tricks? He says, my best trick of all is fear. Fear. That's my best trick. He says, I just go in and I just plant seeds in their minds and I watch them grow. See, he says, sometimes I get in to get them seeds. I just start squeezing on them and squeezing them seeds of fear. And I watch them grow. My top 6 slick tricks is this. Fear of poverty. Fear of criticism. Boy, don't offend me, take offense. Fear of criticism. Fear of ill health, sick health. Fear of loss of love. Fear of old age. Oh, I'm getting old. And the last one is fear of death. Oh, I'm going to die. He says, those are my 6 slickest tricks. Slick trick 6. And then he said, which ones are the best ones that you use out of the 6? We said, I'm glad you asked. He says, my favorite ones is poverty and death. I plant seeds in their minds. I lie to them. I make people believe me. And I stand at the gate of death just waiting for them to come in and claim them. Well, that's a pretty heavy teaching. And just time-wise, we're going to let that be part 1. I'm going to go to part 2 here in a moment. Thank you.